Welcome to the Reality Access. Here, we bring you the latest 90-Day Fiancé news and exclusive updates every day. If you enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel now. Darcey Silva first appeared in the 90-Day Fiancé universe in 2017 on the spin-off series Before the 90 Days. And at the time, audiences were introduced to a very different version of her. She was still undeniably glamorous and emotionally expressive, but visually, she looked far more natural than the Darcey viewers would come to know in later years. Her hair was a dark brunette rather than the signature platinum blonde she often wears now. Her facial features were softer, and she had undergone significantly fewer cosmetic procedures. Back then, her appearance reflected a woman who still balanced enhancement with restraint. During her debut season, Darcey was dating Jesse Meester, a Dutch personal trainer who was 18 years younger than her. Their relationship quickly became one of the most talked about storylines in the franchise. The age gap, cultural differences, emotional volatility, and constant misunderstandings turned their romance into a roller coaster that captivated viewers. While Jesse often criticized Darcey for being overly emotional and insecure, fans noticed something deeper. Darcey's intense desire for love, validation, and reassurance seemed to drive many of her actions, both in relationships and in how she presented herself to the world. As the years went on, Darcey didn't just return to the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. She evolved into one of its most recognizable and polarizing figures. Alongside her identical twin sister, Darcey Silva, Darcey became synonymous with dramatic transformations, glamorous fashion, emotional vulnerability, and an unwavering commitment to self-reinvention. The Silva twins have openly discussed and documented their extensive history with plastic surgery. Over time, they have undergone multiple cosmetic procedures, including rhinoplasties, nose jobs, breast augmentations, liposuction, facial fillers, Botox, and a lateral blepharoplasty, commonly known as the fox eyes procedure. These changes were not subtle. Each new appearance sparked conversation, debate, and concern among fans, critics, and even medical professionals watching from afar. Despite the criticism, Darcey and Darcey have consistently defended their choices, framing cosmetic surgery as a form of empowerment, self-expression, and control over their own bodies. For them, looking good isn't just about vanity, it's about confidence, healing past wounds, and feeling worthy of love. However, in a recent interview with Parade, Darcey revealed that her perspective may finally be shifting. At 50 years old, Darcey says she's considering a move toward a more natural look in the future, something she refers to as a make-under rather than a makeover. While speaking candidly, she gestured toward her chest and admitted she's thinking about reducing her breast size later in the year. "I feel like maybe going down a few sizes towards the end of the year," Darcey explained. "I'm petite-framed and I feel like I'm a little top-heavy." This realization didn't come out of nowhere. Darcey's body has been through multiple transformations, and she acknowledges that this would potentially be her fourth breast surgery. She's had smaller implants in the past and remembers feeling more comfortable and balanced physically. Her desire to downsize is not only aesthetic, it's physical and emotional. Darcey admitted that the weight of her implants has begun to affect her health. She experiences back pain, discomfort, and a feeling of being weighed down both literally and figuratively. "I feel like I want to be more that athletic build," she said. "A little bit more smaller, like how I was after I had my kids." That reference is significant. It points to a time in Darcey's life when she felt strong, capable, and grounded, before reality TV fame, before public scrutiny, and before the endless cycle of comparison that often comes with social media and celebrity culture. The timing of these thoughts is no coincidence. During a recent trip to Bulgaria to visit her husband Georgi Rusev's family while filming for 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Darcey experienced an embarrassing and physically uncomfortable wardrobe malfunction. While on an airplane, her skin-tight catsuit burst open at the chest, drawing unwanted attention and highlighting just how impractical her current body modifications had become in everyday situations. Moments like these can be humbling, especially for someone who has built much of her public identity around glamour and control over her image. For Darcey, it seemed to spark a deeper reflection about comfort, health, and sustainability. Still, one thing Darcey remains deeply committed to is maintaining her identical appearance with Stacey. The twin bond between them is intense and all-encompassing. Over the years, they have treated their bodies almost like mirrored canvases, ensuring that any change made by one is matched by the other. Georgi Rusev explained it plainly. If one of them gets surgery or buys something, the other one will be like, "Oh, what about this? Oh, I need to go buy it." So they always need to have the same things. From crystal-studded Prada handbags to matching Miu Miu shoes, the twins have built an entire lifestyle around twinning. Their clothing, accessories, hair, and surgeries are carefully coordinated to preserve their identical image, which they see as both a personal bond and a brand. However, Georgi, Darcey's husband, has grown increasingly concerned about the physical risks involved. While he never denies that Darcey is beautiful, he has openly expressed worry about how far the surgeries might go. "I mean, she looks beautiful, of course," Georgi said, "but at one point the surgery needs to stop, because at one point it can get dangerous, right? Any surgery is dangerous, even if you go to the best doctor." Turning directly to Darcey, he urged her to slow down. "You need to focus more on different things than the surgery," he told her. "You look beautiful. Don't do any surgery. Just maintain what you have." For once, Darcey didn't push back. Instead, she agreed. "I feel like I'll be healthier that way. My back kind of hurts a little bit. They're heavy, and I feel like it weighs me down. I want to feel long and lean." The irony, of course, is that while Georgi is encouraging Darcey to stop altering her appearance, he himself has begun exploring cosmetic procedures. According to Darcey, during their last trip to Turkey, a popular destination for cosmetic surgery, Georgi had a consultation of his own. He wants to do his nose, Darcey revealed. He wants six-pack abs, the ab etching, the 360 lipo. Georgi laughed it off, responding, "I'm getting old too." Darcey, never missing a beat, joked, "He's the third twin, really." That moment perfectly encapsulates the dynamic between Darcey, Stacey, and Georgi, a blend of humor, insecurity, love, and shared obsession with appearance. While the Silva twins have built a life around transformation, the question remains whether Darcey's recent comments signal a true turning point or just another phase in her ongoing journey of self-reinvention. What's clear is that Darcey Silva's story has never been just about plastic surgery. It's about identity, aging, self-worth, love, and the pressure of living in the public eye. As she enters her 50s, the choices she makes next may reveal more about her inner growth than any cosmetic change ever could. Darcey Silva first stepped into the 90 Day Fiancé world back in 2017 when she appeared on the spin-off series Before the 90 Days. From the very beginning, viewers were introduced to a version of Darcey that was quite different from the persona she has cultivated in recent years. While she was undeniably glamorous and carried herself with emotional intensity, her appearance was noticeably more natural. Her hair, a deep brunette, had yet to be transformed into the striking platinum blonde that would later become one of her signature looks. Her facial features were softer, and she had undergone far fewer cosmetic enhancements than the Darcey fans have come to recognize. At that stage in her life, her image reflected a woman who carefully balanced self-improvement with moderation, someone exploring beauty but not yet fully immersed in the world of surgical transformation. During her first season, Darcey was romantically involved with Jesse Meester, a young Dutch personal trainer who was 18 years her junior. Their age difference quickly became a focal point for viewers, generating conversation and, at times, controversy. Beyond the age gap, the pair navigated cultural differences, emotional highs and lows, and the kind of misunderstandings that reality television thrives on. Their relationship was far from calm. It became an emotional roller coaster that gripped audiences. Jesse frequently criticized Darcey for her emotional nature and insecurities, yet fans could see beyond the surface. Her intense yearning for love, reassurance, and validation often fueled her behavior, shaping how she conducted herself in both intimate relationships and her public persona. Over the following years, Darcey returned to the 90 Day Fiancé franchise in multiple capacities, evolving into one of its most recognized and debated figures. Alongside her identical twin, Darcey Silva, she became emblematic of transformation, both physical and emotional. The Silva twins developed a reputation for dramatic makeovers, high fashion choices, vulnerability on camera, and a near-obsessive dedication to reinvention. Their lives have been a testament to the idea that personal identity and public image are often intertwined, especially when living life under the constant scrutiny of reality television. Central to the Silva twins' story is their openness about plastic surgery. Over time, both Darcey and Darcey have undergone a series of cosmetic procedures that have dramatically altered their appearances. These include rhinoplasties, breast augmentations, liposuction, Botox and other facial fillers, and lateral blepharoplasty, popularly referred to as the fox eyes procedure. Their transformations were rarely subtle, each new look sparking conversation, debate, and at times concern among fans, critics, and even medical professionals. The twins' evolution has prompted viewers to reflect on the balance between self-expression and physical risk, as well as the emotional drivers behind repeated cosmetic procedures. Despite external criticism, Darcey and Darcey have consistently framed their choices as empowering rather than superficial. They argue that their procedures are not just about appearance, but about self-confidence, healing emotional wounds, and asserting control over their bodies. For them, beauty is both a personal and professional tool, something that reflects internal strength as much as external allure. Yet, in a recent interview with Parade, Darcey revealed that her perspective may be undergoing a significant shift. At the age of 50, she indicated that she is contemplating a move toward a more natural aesthetic, something she refers to as a make-under instead of a makeover. While speaking candidly, she gestured toward her chest and mentioned plans to reduce her breast size later in the year. "I feel like maybe going down a few sizes towards the end of the year. I'm petite-framed, and I feel like I'm a little top-heavy." This reflection did not come out of nowhere. Darcey's body has endured multiple transformations over the years, and she acknowledged that this would likely mark her fourth breast surgery. She recalled her previous experiences with smaller implants and the physical and emotional comfort they provided. Her desire to downsize is rooted in practicality as much as aesthetics. She has begun to notice the toll that her current implants take on her body, including back pain, discomfort, and a sense of heaviness. She said she feels like she wants to be more that athletic build, a little bit more smaller, like how I was after I had my kids. This comment carries weight, evoking a period in her life when she felt more grounded, capable, and confident in her body. It represents a longing to reconnect with a version of herself that existed before the pressures of fame, public judgment, and the constant comparison cycle that reality television and social media often impose. The timing of Darcey's reflections coincides with a particularly humbling and uncomfortable experience during a trip to Bulgaria. While visiting her husband Georgi Rusev's family as part of filming for 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Darcey experienced a wardrobe malfunction that underscored the practical challenges of her current appearance. While on an airplane, her skin-tight catsuit unexpectedly split at the chest, drawing attention and highlighting how her modifications had begun to interfere with everyday comfort and mobility. For a woman whose public identity has long revolved around glamour and control, such moments can provoke serious introspection. Despite these reflections, one constant in Darcey's life remains her twin bond with Stacey. The sisters' connection is intense and intricate, extending to the way they manage their appearances. The twins have often treated their bodies like mirrored canvases, ensuring that changes made by one are reflected by the other. Georgi explains it succinctly. If one of them gets surgery or buys something, the other one will be like, "Oh, what about this? Oh, I need to go buy it." So they always need to have the same things. From matching crystal-studded Prada handbags to coordinated Miu Miu shoes, the Silva twins' lifestyle revolves around synchronization, creating an aesthetic of perfect twinning. Every aspect of their appearance, from clothing to hairstyles to cosmetic procedures, is meticulously coordinated to maintain their mirrored image, which serves as both a personal expression of identity and a kind of brand in itself. While Darcey and Stacey have embraced this synchronized lifestyle, Georgi has grown increasingly concerned about the physical dangers associated with repeated surgery. While he never denies Darcey's beauty, he has openly cautioned against continued alterations. "I mean, she looks beautiful, of course," he said, "but at one point the surgery needs to stop, because at one point it can get dangerous, right? Any surgery is dangerous, even if you go to the best doctor." Turning to Darcey, he encouraged her to reconsider further enhancements. "You need to focus more on different things than the surgery," he told her. "You look beautiful. Don't do any surgery. Just maintain what you have." For once, Darcey did not resist. She acknowledged the wisdom in his advice, agreeing that focusing on health and sustainability could be more beneficial in the long run. "I feel like I'll be healthier that way," she said. "My back kind of hurts a little bit. They're heavy and I feel like it weighs me down. I want to feel long and lean." Ironically, while Georgi encourages his wife to slow down, he himself has begun exploring cosmetic procedures. Darcey revealed that during their most recent trip to Turkey, a country well known for medical tourism and cosmetic enhancements, Georgi had a consultation to discuss potential surgery. "He wants to do his nose," she said. "He wants six-pack abs, the ab etching, the 360 lipo." Georgi laughed at the suggestion, saying, "I'm getting old too." Darcey responded with characteristic humor, joking, "He's the third twin, really." This exchange perfectly captures the dynamic between the couple and the twins, a mix of love, humor, insecurity, and shared fascination with appearance. Ultimately, Darcey Silva's journey is about much more than plastic surgery. Her story explores themes of identity, aging, self-worth, and the pressures of life in the public eye. As she enters her 50s, the decisions she makes about her body, appearance, and personal growth may reveal more about her inner life than any cosmetic procedure ever could. Her evolution reflects the complex interplay between self-expression, societal expectations, and personal fulfillment, demonstrating that the quest for beauty is inseparable from the search for self-understanding, love, and acceptance. Darcey Silva first entered the 90-Day Fiancé universe in 2017 when she appeared on the spin-off series Before the 90 Days. From the very beginning, viewers were introduced to a version of Darcey that felt markedly different from the persona she would later develop and perfect over subsequent years. While she always radiated glamour and emotional intensity, her appearance in those early days was noticeably more natural and grounded. Her hair, a rich, deep brunette, had not yet been transformed into the platinum blonde that would eventually become a hallmark of her public image. Her facial features carried a softness, a kind of understated elegance, and there were far fewer indications of cosmetic alterations than the heavily sculpted image fans have since come to associate with her. At that point in her life, Darcey projected an image of a woman navigating the delicate balance between self-improvement and restraint, a woman experimenting with her beauty and style, but not yet fully immersed in the world of deliberate, permanent transformation. During her debut season, Darcey was romantically involved with Jesse Meester, a young Dutch personal trainer nearly 2 decades her junior. Their age difference quickly became a focal point of discussion, sparking curiosity, debate, and occasional controversy among viewers. But it wasn't just the age gap that drew attention. Their relationship was a complex interplay of emotional highs and lows, cultural contrasts, and the misunderstandings that reality television thrives upon. The dynamic between them was anything but calm. Darcey's emotional intensity, her need for reassurance, and her relentless pursuit of love frequently clashed with Jesse's more reserved and sometimes critical demeanor. He often pointed out her insecurities and her tendency to overanalyze situations, but audiences could sense that Darcey's behavior stemmed from a profound desire to be seen, valued, and understood. Her longing for affirmation was a defining aspect of both her personal relationships and the persona she projected publicly, shaping the way she engaged with partners, family, and the cameras capturing her every move. In the years that followed, Darcey returned to the 90 Day Fiancé franchise repeatedly, steadily evolving into one of its most recognizable and polarizing figures. Alongside her identical twin sister, Darcey Silva, she became emblematic of transformation in both physical and emotional dimensions. The Silva twins cultivated a reputation for dramatic makeovers, high fashion choices, and an almost obsessive commitment to self-reinvention. Their lives became a testament to how personal identity and public image can be intertwined, particularly under the relentless scrutiny of reality television and social media. The twins' willingness to openly discuss their vulnerabilities, their emotional journeys, and their cosmetic choices further amplified their visibility, making them figures both admired and debated by audiences worldwide. Central to the Silva twins' narrative has always been their transparency regarding plastic surgery. Over time, both Darcey and Darcey have undergone a series of cosmetic procedures that have significantly altered their appearances. These include rhinoplasties, breast augmentations, liposuction, Botox, and various facial fillers, and lateral blepharoplasty, commonly referred to as the fox eyes procedure. Each transformation has been bold and unmistakable, sparking conversation, controversy, and concern from fans, critics, and even medical professionals. Their evolution prompts reflection on the tension between self-expression and physical risk, as well as the emotional and psychological motivations that often drive repeated cosmetic interventions. Despite external scrutiny, Darcey and Darcey consistently frame their choices as acts of empowerment rather than superficiality. They emphasize that their procedures are not merely about appearance, but about self-confidence, emotional healing, and asserting control over their own bodies. For them, beauty is both an instrument of self-expression and a professional tool, reflecting inner strength as much as outward allure. However, in a recent interview with Parade, Darcey revealed that her perspective may be shifting. At the age of 50, she indicated that she is considering a move toward a more natural aesthetic, a make-under rather than the dramatic makeover she has been known for. In this conversation, she gestured toward her chest and shared her plans to reduce her breast size later in the year. "I feel like maybe going down a few sizes towards the end of the year," she explained. "I'm petite framed and I feel like I'm a little top heavy." This decision did not arise randomly. Darcey's body has undergone multiple transformations over the years, and she acknowledged that this would likely mark her 4th breast surgery. Reflecting on past experiences with smaller implants, she recalled the comfort and balance they provided, both physically and emotionally. Her desire to downsize is motivated by both aesthetics and practicality, as she has begun to notice the toll her current implants take on her body: back pain, discomfort, and a persistent feeling of heaviness. "I feel like I want to have more of an athletic build, a little smaller like how I was after I had my kids," she said. This statement evokes a time when she felt more grounded, confident, and physically capable, a version of herself unburdened by public expectations, social comparison, and the pressures of reality television fame. Throughout all these transformations, one constant in Darcey's life has been her twin bond with Stacey. Their connection is intense and detailed, extending to the meticulous way they manage their appearances. The twins have historically treated their bodies like mirrored canvases, ensuring that changes made by one are reflected by the other. Georgi has noted if one of them gets surgery or buys something, the other will be like, "Oh, what about this? Oh, I need to go buy it." So they always need to have the same things. From matching crystal-studded Prada handbags to coordinated Miu Miu shoes, the Silva twins' lifestyle revolves around symmetry, creating an aesthetic of perfect twinning. Their coordinated appearances function as both personal expression and a public brand, demonstrating how deeply identity, aesthetics, and social performance intertwine. Despite embracing this lifestyle, Georgi has increasingly expressed concern about the physical risks of repeated surgery. While he acknowledges Darcey's beauty, he cautions that there is a point at which surgical intervention can become dangerous. I mean, she looks beautiful, of course, but at one point the surgery needs to stop, because at one point it can get dangerous, right? Any surgery is dangerous, even if you go to the best doctor. Turning to Darcey, he encouraged her to reconsider further enhancements. "You need to focus more on different things than the surgery," he advised. "You look beautiful. Don't do any surgery. Just maintain what you have." For once, Darcey did not resist. She recognized the wisdom in his words, acknowledging that prioritizing health and long-term sustainability could benefit her more than continuous aesthetic alteration. "I feel like I'll be healthier that way," she admitted. "My back kind of hurts a little bit. They're heavy and I feel like it weighs me down. I want to feel long and lean." Ironically, while Georgi urges moderation for Darcey, he has himself begun exploring cosmetic procedures. During a recent trip to Turkey, a hub for medical tourism and cosmetic enhancements, Georgi consulted about potential surgery. He wants to do his nose, Darcey revealed. He wants six-pack abs, the ab etching, the 360 lipo. Georgi laughed, remarking, "I'm getting old too." Darcey joked in response, "He's the third twin, really." This exchange perfectly captures the interplay of love, humor, insecurity, and shared fascination with appearance that characterizes their relationship. Ultimately, Darcey Silva's journey extends far beyond cosmetic surgery. Her story examines identity, aging, self-worth, and the pressures of living under public scrutiny. As she approaches her 50s, her decisions about appearance, body, and personal growth reveal much more about her inner life than any cosmetic procedure ever could. Her evolution illustrates the complex interplay between self-expression, societal expectation, and personal fulfillment, showing that the pursuit of beauty is inseparable from the search for understanding, acceptance, and emotional authenticity.